everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Kathy, and today I'm going to talk about trellising your tomatoes. Now, I have about a week yet before I plan on putting the tomatoes out into the greenhouse, and I'm hardening them off right now. And to do that, you simply put them in an area that allows them to get sun for 2 hours the first day, 4 hours the next day, 6 hours the next, and then 8 hours. And then after the 8 hours, you can, if the temperatures are not below 50 at night, you can leave them outside overnight. If they do well, you can plant them into your greenhouse. So this is the first day for these to hardening out, for hardening off. But I am getting the trellis ready for them. Now, I've tried all different kinds of trellises and ways to control tomatoes in the past, and I have my favorites and I have some that aren't favorites, and one of the ones I really do not like is this one. Okay, what most people buy at the beginning as beginners are these tomato cages, and there's a few things I don't like about it. First of all is they're hard to store. They get beat up really fast. And when you do store them, you have these 3 points up in the air that you have to either put something over to protect you from hitting your eye or your hand or anything on them by accident. These are not good for indeterminate tomatoes. They're fine for determinate ones, but not indeterminate. And the difference is, determinate ones are more bushy and they grow to a determinate height, and once they get to that height they stop growing, and they usually all produce their tomatoes at the same time. Where the indeterminate will continue growing upward, and as long as they're growing upward, they're going to produce fruit all season long. So that's the reason I don't like these. Now, that's not to say I don't use them. I find that they're good for your peonies and for peppers. Anything that stays low and bushy that you want to contain, these are okay for. But like I said, I still don't like the fact that they're hard to store. Now the next type of cage is a fold-up cage. It's not too bad. At least it's easy to store. It has no sharp points except for the bottom, but when you fold them all up, it's actually only two. There's actually only two that you really have to worry about, and you can easily put water bottle or pop bottle, any type of can, over the top of them to prevent you from hitting them. And like I said, they fold up nice and flat, so they're easier to store. But again, you have the same problem in that they're short, so they're not going to be good for your short, bushy type of tomato. Now I'll take you out in the garden and show you three other types of support that we're using. Come with me. Now, I've been using these squirrely stakes for the last 4 years, and again, they're not bad. I don't have to store them really. They can stay out here all year round. They do have the sharp little point at the top, but I just put a bottle over top of them, and that helps prevent any poking of the body parts. Again, they're short, which means they're not really good for the tomatoes that keep growing up tall. I solved that problem last year by using one of these in the trellis, and when it got to the top of the thing, I just guided it towards the trellis and let it grow back down on the edge. This year, any extra ones I have for outside are going to go in here, and I'll have to make a hoop or something to support them once they get to that point. Now let's look at the other way that I really like on trellising tomatoes. It's actually my favorite way, and it's the way I've been using in this greenhouse for quite a few years. And that is this little system right here. I tie a string to the support there, bring it down, put a landscape staple in, put that into the ground, plant the tomato right next to it, and then as the tomato grows, you wind it around the string. And it works beautifully. And it's my favorite way of growing tomatoes. But I have a problem. I will show it to you. We're heading to the new greenhouse. Now the problem with the new greenhouse is that there's no way or no pole to support the string to hang down. So I have to come up with another idea. And I thought about the Florida weave, but I really didn't want to put T-post, 3 T-posts down and weave back and forth. So I decided on a bamboo trellis. And got 1 per square foot. And once they get to the top, I can just guide them over the top of the trellis and back down. And the ones on that side, I can guide this way and back down. So it's basically very easy to build. You just measure off so you have a pole in the middle of each of your square foot, and then you either take ties or zip ties and you create the top, and that's what these are all for. Now bamboo is not easy to cut. Once you get the outer shell cut, the inside's fairly easy, but the outer one was kind of hard to do. So hopefully this will work. I'm gonna finish putting the crossbar bars on, and then this will be ready. I've been watering the bed the past week, so it's nice and moist and we're ready for the tomatoes when they come in. And I'm doing the same thing with this bed over here, which is where the peppers are going to be, but I haven't started hardening them off yet. I'm going to get the tomatoes in here first, and then we'll get the peppers. And at that point, the greenhouse will be planted, and I can start working on the main garden that's outside. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about how to trellis tomatoes. And remember to dream big, follow that dream. Subscribe to the channel, doesn't cost anything. Hit the bell icon, it'll tell you when I'm going to be on next. And share it with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.